Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Think Future podcast. I'm your host, Chris Kalabukas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. Now, some people say to me, can you tell me, and I do this on Quora sometimes, some people say, can you explain a innovative new product and how it came to be? And I said, absolutely. There's a very simple story of an innovative new product where the founder had a problem. They solved for that problem. They took that solution and gave it into the hands of their possible customers. The customers looked at it, said, you know what, this is good, but it's not exactly what I want, and told the founder how to change the product so that it would be more along the lines of what the customer is looking for. And then they turned around and pivoted and relaunched the product and became an incredible success. And that story is pop sockets. Everyone knows about a pop socket, right? I don't have one on my phone right now, but you're familiar with the pop sockets. It's those things that you stick on the back of your phone and it pops in and out, and it's got like a I don't know what it's got on it, but it's basically it can be used as a holder, it can be used as a stand, it can be used for a lot of things. And whoever owns pop sockets, genius, because if you go and try and buy a pop socket, unless it's a knockoff, they're all around the same price. They're still expensive no matter what. And he's taken it and turned it into a brand extension. There's lots of other pop sockety type things that are out there. So what happened with pop sockets? What made it such an innovative product? Well, I'll tell you. First of all, when he invented it, it had nothing to do with being a stand or a handle for your phone. It had nothing to do with it. He had a problem with headphones. So everybody knows, like corded headphones, I don't have any on me right now, but corded headphones were always a problem. They were always tangling up, tangling up, tangling up, tangling up. Hated corded headphones. And he had the same problem. He had these corded headphones. They kept tangling up. And he says, I got to figure out a better way to do this, right? So he invented something. He went through like a bunch of iterations of it, but he invented something that would put this thing on the back of his phone. And originally it was two. So imagine two pop sockets on the back of your phone. So you have your back of your phone and you've got a socket up here at the top and you've got a socket here at the bottom, and the pop sockets pop out, and then he would tie the phone around or tie the cord of the headphone around the pop sockets, right? So that was his original idea. So he took that idea and he gave it to a bunch of his friends and relatives and says, test this out for a couple of weeks. This is how it works. He showed them how it worked. He showed them how he wanted people to use it. And he sent it out into the world. And 2 weeks later, they came back to him. And 2 weeks later, they came back to him and said, this is great. Or they showed him how they were using it. And they weren't using it to tie their headphones at all. They were using it as a handle, and they were using it as a stand so they could watch YouTube videos or whatever videos, right? So he's like, wow, I never thought of that use of this thing. So he turned around and he pivoted the company to sell it as a stand or a handle. Handle for selfies because Snapchat was getting hot at that moment, and a stand for videos because internet video was getting hot at that moment. YouTube, Amazon Prime, all of these video services, Netflix, etc., were basically people were using their phones to watch movies. I mean, I wouldn't watch a movie on this thing. I'd much rather watch it on a bigger screen, but a lot of people were doing that. So he pivoted to turn pop sockets into a handle and a stand. And what happened? Boom, it exploded. Incredibly popular, incredibly lucrative, incredible. I mean, there's a perfect example of an innovative story where the founder had a problem. He tried to build something to solve his problem, but when the customer saw it, it's kind of like, all plans never survive the fog of war, right? Never, all plans, no matter what you do, once you finally get things into the customer's hands, you never know what they're going to do with them, right? They might use them the way you intended, or they might use them a completely different way, in which case you need to pivot. He pivoted, and it was an incredible success. So think about that for a second. Think about what happened there. So you have a problem. You have a problem. I mean, Elon Musk does this all the time. He has a problem, and he creates a company to solve the problem, right? You have a problem. You're a startup founder. You have a problem, and you think, I'm going to solve this problem. I'm going to figure out a solution for this problem. So you figure out a solution for this problem that works for you, but then you go ahead and launch it. And without any kind of feedback from anybody, and it's in You've probably spent a lot of money. You've got investors, et cetera. You probably got it out there and people are using it and they're giving you feedback and people are using it and then they're dropping off, et cetera, et cetera. But you've already put all your efforts into it. And then you may pivot, but only after you've spent a lot of money. So why not just sort of release it to a small group of people, have them give you feedback, and look at that feedback from, oh, this sucks, all the way to this is great. And in between, this is great, but it's not exactly what we want. Take that feedback, turn around and pivot your organization to what the customer is looking for. Solve their problem and they'll make you a success. That's it for me for today. See you next time. And until then, don't forget to think future.